Jerry, you called it. Of course, it is Saturday night. Mr. Spencer, hello. Let's go. Welcome all, happy Saturday, hope everyone is well. This is the next part of the Road to Village series, Desperate Escape, Lost in Nightmares. Looking well, if only I felt well, so tired.
The BSAA received intel as to the whereabouts of Umbrella's founder, Oswell E. Spencer. Jill and I were ordered by the BSAA's European headquarters to apprehend him. We accepted that mission in the hopes of uncovering some info that would lead us to Wesker.
Thank you.
Chris to HQ, come in. We're at the target's location.
Copy that, Chris. Move in and procure the target.
Roger that.
What can you tell us about the area?
The satellite scan isn't showing anything out of the ordinary, but regardless, you should expect the unexpected.
Understood. We're in.
Let's move.
Man, Patricia Lee. Nighthawk, hello. Been a while since I've Lost in Nightmares. I love this. Love this, love this, love this. I wonder if I've got the trainer installed. Doesn't look like I have. No, don't think I have. So, the filter remains, guys, I'm afraid. But what are we doing? We must do the most important thing. Bandage, hello. Hey, look, it's the part of the game that made me like RE5 after chapters 1 and 2. Wait for it. It's going to get better. 1, 2. God, I love this mode. Love this mode. I know it doesn't quite lend itself properly to the camera angles and whatnot, but oh god, what a throwback. Pissed off Caution Bauer on Twitter. What did you do?
What is it with this guy and cranks?
He's a man of refined tastes.
He's obsessed. That's what he is.
Ooh. Yes. Never unlock the filters in this, so it's always looked like this for me. I was talking about, I do have a trainer installed, Bandage, which turns off the green filter, which I know some people in the community prefer, but not me. AJ, hello, welcome. I said the jet sequence from RE6 is the best scene in the franchise. Hey, if you've got an interest in, you know, jets and whatnot, it's a good set piece. It's one. I mean, I would say best scene in the franchise, maybe a bit much, but it's certainly a highlight within that game for sure.
Eagle 6 to nest. Do you read?
We read you, Eagle 6. Go ahead.
We found some men down. Judging by their wounds, it looks like they were physically assaulted. I figure they're probably Spencer's security. Lord only knows what killed them.
Roger that. We knew this mission wouldn't be a cakewalk. Use extreme caution.
God, this looks phenomenal. I'm gonna have to be honest with some of you guys. I really like Jeff. Is it Stein? Jeff Stein? I can't remember how to pronounce his surname. And I think his performance as Carlos is really good, but it throws me that he's playing Chris in Village exactly the same way. Shine, pronounced Shine. Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, it really is throwing me that he's not even putting like a spin on his voice. He's literally just playing Chris as Carlos, and it threw me a bit in the trailer because I think with 3R being so recent in everybody's minds, it's really difficult to it's really difficult for me to sort of have that disconnect, and I think it's a shame. Chaotic Claire, hello, welcome. But Jeff is amazing as Carlos, but it's so weird hearing him again so shortly after 3. Yeah, but not as Carlos. Exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm dallying around up here. Yeah, I feel exactly the same. Welcome, by the way, Claire. I missed the lever downstairs. I'm messing about too much. Jeff Shine, Mr. Neptune. Hello, sir. There we go. There we go. I wish they brought back the guy who voiced Chris in RE7. He fits the character better for sure than Jeff, I think. And it's no slight on Jeff at all. In fact, let's send Jill to the dining room. If you had a different tone, it wouldn't be an issue. Exactly. I mean, you know, I think it.
Chris, I'm in a dining room.
I'm in a dining room.
Well, looky here. I found a weapon I can use. Kinda takes you back, doesn't it?
That's it, David Vaughan, yeah.
City? Fortunately, yeah. That's where all this started.
Hard to believe that was 8 years ago. I guess I am getting older.
You're not the only one.
I got the door open.
Right, your best lore hats on, ladies and gentlemen. I've got my own headcanon version of this. How did The Keeper's diary end up in Spencer's estate in 2006. How did this book get here? Looking a bit worn, as we can see. Roger Craig Smith sounds the best as Chris, absolutely, yeah. Probably followed by... I thought Kevin Dorman did a good job when he was brought back in Vendetta. Roger Craig Smith is good, but he sounds too video gamey. Now, I get that, yeah, because he's so famous in so many roles. The marshalling yard, of course, Jerry, the portal. The central hub of space. This is the Resident Evil space-time continuum. I do love the little details, like, you know, the syringes and the medication on the bed. I think it's a really neat touch. It's a bit dilapidated for a bedroom, though, but the visual quality is really exceptional. The headcanon reason is, for me, is that it all boils down to the evidence box that you see by Chris's desk in OG2. And I'd like to think that the Keeper's Diary was one of the things that the STARS team pocketed and brought back to the RPD, and then Irons seized it and returned it to Umbrella. That's my headcanon. Irons gave it to Berg. Yeah, bandage, thank you. That's basically what I've said there. I like all these portraits of Prince Philip. That's a touch topical. It's very elaborate. You have to do these things, AJ. Don't we? We have to do these things. I mean, the evidence box, in all honesty, is more of an Easter egg than it is actual canon, because obviously so many files and whatnot allude to the fact that there was no evidence brought back and that it all went up in the explosion. For a time it appeared as Master Spencer would recover his former health, but fate was not so kind, and now he confines himself to his study for days on end. It has been ages since I have seen him take his meals in the dining hall. I have endeavoured to prepare meals to his liking, and I bring them every day to his study. Unfortunately, he lacks the strength to eat anything but soup and other liquids. I cannot recall a time in this history of this household when the situation was as dire as it is now, and generations past the Spencer estate was the nexus for only the most well-to-do European socialites, like potentially the people in the village. Now only a skeleton staff remains to look after a man who keeps himself in the virtual seclusion of one of his many residents. My family has been in the Spencer household service since the time of his great-grandfather. This rapid state of decline would have been unimaginable just one generation prior. I'm not going to read all these files out. The file text you keep looking at is the same as... Yeah, I know, yeah. Maybe someone transcribed it for Spencer. Yeah, also good. I admit it's just there as a nod to the first game, and it is. Yeah, this whole thing was a throwback, wasn't it? Memorabilia of the Spencer estate. Yeah, why not? Would Spencer count as a priority group for the COVID vaccine? Absolutely. He'd be first in line. AstraZeneca, the Pfizer. He would get the Pfizer because the Pfizer started in Europe, didn't it? As Batman's talked about on the podcast before, I do love the story behind Spencer's butler. For all, you know, Lord Ashford, oh god, I forgot how elaborate these files are. I remember how Lord Ashford, another aristocrat from a storied family, one of Master Spencer's schoolmates, Dr. Marcus, oh, the law! The law! So much lore in RE5 there is. It's glorious. Glorious, sir. And these camera angles are so well selected. They did a great job with this this Easter egg. Wonder who started the fire. That's a question we always ask ourselves. Who lit the candles? RE5 saving grace for me is the law. I think it is for a lot of people, absolutely. Albert could have lit the candles, yeah. The blob that you fight on hard and above. You see, I'm sure he turned up last time I played this on normal. No, I think he turns up in normal after your first playthrough, doesn't he? He doesn't turn up the first time you play it, but he turns up on all subsequent attempts. Patrick's memoirs. I cannot stop to think about the screams of those poor souls imprisoned in the basement. I love the fact that Spencer became so desperate in his twilight years that he even has his butler administering these, you know, rather barbaric experiments, because this is just how far it's got. When I'm trying those McCoy's fire pit, Chris. They're nice, man. They're nice. Patrick, this is what you get when the basement is bigger than the house itself. Absolutely. The guy is quite the evil egomaniac. After playing Haunting Ground, it's so amazing to see this guy looking so recognisable. Take it away, Jill.
Jill.
Okay.
So good, so good. Come on, isn't this so good?
I'm a member of STARS.
Fringe Philosopher, thank you for the resub. RE8 Hype. And welcome. Welcome to Lost in Nightmares. You've arrived at the best time. This music needs to be like the main theme for the movie or something. Here we go. So in normal mode they turn up on all subsequent new games.
I owe you one.
Let's get out of here, Jill. And yes, the camera angles Easter egg doesn't make fighting them terribly easy. BB Mark, James, hello, how are you, sir? Are you looking forward to your reunion with Ethan Winters? For it is not long now. This game has done so much to boost Beethoven's popularity, and why not? Doberman's a wonderful, adorable dog breed, and Ari has demonised them. Absolutely. Ooh. Breedo boy, hello sir. Breedo with the stellar emote. I'm off to America tonight to play. Ah.
Jill.
Roger.
Does it go live?
Okay, it's open.
James, whisper to me in the chat. What time does it go live in the States? Of course. 8 p.m. Oh, that is... Is that midnight over here? 3.5 hours from now. Ooh. That's interesting, guys. I think you'll be 1 a.m. And I'm supposed to say that. Interesting. Peter Fabiano, like one of your tweets. He's actually a very sort of he's very good on Twitter. Even unfortunately, indulging people who absolutely hated the Resident Evil 3 remake. He took the time and basically said, you know, thank you for playing the game at least. Yeah, so you saw it, yeah. I, Oswell E. Spencer, founder of Umbrella, as well as its chief executive officer, hereby proclaim myself as ruler of all mankind. Well, that's a thing. So obviously this almost, I say almost, this serves as the setup for part of Resident Evil Heavenly Island. Mortals can't comprehend what life means for those whose death is not a concern. I will undo this unjust travesty done to me by time, and will present myself as the perfect being that will rule over all mankind. The virus manufactured by Umbrella is that key. It suppresses telomere shortening, which negates the function that limits cell division. I have that means available to me. I can realise my ambitions thanks to Alex. But I still have Alex, the best and brightest of them all, and the last of my children. Alex will find a way. Aaron, hello! How are you? Bandage still waiting for that official English translation from Heavenly Island. Yeah, I don't know whether that's ever going to happen, unfortunately. When we all assumed Alex was male, yep. You know what the tone feels like? Go for it. I have done everything Alex has asked of me. Alex's ingenuity far surpasses those of normal people. I've never witnessed anybody so adept at absorbing the talents of others simply by observing them. They will conduct their research on an isolated island in the South Seas. The same island in Heavenly Island. Not the same island as Revelations 2, it's worth pointing out. And my memory is failing me. I'll need someone in the chat to help me. The name of the island. Chaotic Claire. I can't say more than I'm working on it, but something is coming. Exciting. I've seen a couple of the tweets that allude to as much. Absolutely. Sijm. His island is I'm pronouncing that totally wrong. Hopefully some more Spencer Lawrence Village, if it is even Spencer, of course. John Ron on the Discord came up with an absolute belter of a theory about Village the other day, because there was a discussion on Twitter I saw which showed what looked like the Fountain Square sort of thing, with the 4 pathways leading off to it in Village, and someone noted that the actual setup of it and the camera angle and everything looks like that, looks a lot like the stairway to the Sun Garden. And John Ron just came out with this belter of a theory on the Discord that what if it was the stairway to the moon, a kind of like inverted idea of what the stairway to the sun was, and that this village has found a different way to like maybe cultivate a virus or whatever, which is why, you know, the stairway to the moon leads to lichens and vampires and things. And I was just like, Jesus, that's amazing. You'll be pleased to hear all my experiments are running smoothly, and so I continue to wait. I have waited and waited, and still no word from the island. It's been a year since they left, and I've spent thousands upon thousands of test subjects for their research. I've been impatient, true, but the situation is dire. Age has not only worn down this worthless shell, but it has also attacked my internal organs and rendered many of them virtually useless. Time is a merciless enemy. I'm counting on you, Alex. Europe with the most dreary weather, of course. I'm going the wrong way, guys. Going the wrong way. Stairway to Heaven. Is there a reason Spencer couldn't keep those books on the same shelf? Yes, absolutely. And the fact that Chris and Jill can find those small entries amongst entire shelves is hilarious.
Come on!
Okay.
I've just noticed you changed the camera angle. Absolutely. And never play Lost in Nightmares without the camera angle for the opening here. It's too good. It's too good a throwback to ignore, and because the combat's so minimal, it doesn't matter. You're mainly just exploring in this bit. Who's playing the music? Spencer is. He's on his grand piano. Which, like the table in the cutscene, disappears for the boss fight when you finally arrive there. The melody in the background is the second part of Moonlight Sonata. I did not know that. That's awesome. Someone I work with used to always put Classic FM on it. In the office sometimes, and we'd hear the full length Moonlight Sonata at times, and it's quite amazing. One day he asked me to find a certain man and make him aware of the master's whereabouts. I do not know why he would go to such lengths to contact this man, but perhaps he wanted to see if someone could find him. The man in question is one Mr. Albert Wesker. I'm ashamed to admit I can't recall his face. It's because it was all sunglasses, Patrick. Don't worry about it. No, yeah, you even say that. I know of a certain unscrupulous individual who could put the information on the streets for the right price. He is the kind that does not care who he talks to. What made the individual I found of such importance is that he is in the employ of a female spy who has regular dealings with Wesker. This is Ricardo Irving, I believe. Of course he says it in the next page, yeah. I'm trying to, look smart to you guys, and it's just written here in the file. It's because his face looks like the same as all the others, because clones. Hans, Felicia, Marco, Jonah, Irma, Ken, Laura, William, Hiro, Derek, Miles, Albert, Alex, Albert. I do like to repeat some names. Interesting how they put Marco there. So Wesker is Max Zorin from A View to a Kill. Simmons is a Wesker child, absolutely. Derek Wesker. Derek Wesker Simmons. Jill's just all about saving Chris in this. And then we've got a safe from Revelations there. Some nice repeated texture, sorry.
The controls must be somewhere else.
Derek C. Wesker.
I'll shoot the lock. Stand back. All clear.
You were almost at Jill Sandwich.
Sure know how to keep a girl waiting.
Come on, shout out to Patricia Lee's Jill. So good. Best Jill, yes. Even if you know, you do forget the name on a quiz, embarrassingly. I can't help but feel, guys, I've missed one of Patrick's diary entries. I've missed the one where he talks about how Spencer lets him go. Because it's such a great file. Is it true that you were the facial capture person? Freddie Edward. I actually was, yeah. It's the top secret project I was never able to tell anybody about. We all heard Nicole Tompkins' voice in the Village trailers. I believe that is correct, yeah. Nick apostrophe. Damn, I'm gutted I missed Patrick's final file. I must play this again and get that full thing. I'm missing Yeah, I definitely missed a couple of files there.
What is that smell?
Don't know. But I hope we don't run into whatever's making it.
And when have we ever been that lucky?
Smash tournament. That's from what I understand, Mr. Spencer. That's not entirely untrue. Aaron, I'm sorry. I know this is controversial, but I don't like Roger Craig Smith as Chris. Wow. I wouldn't necessarily say it's controversial, because everyone's entitled to their opinions, but it's certainly uncommon. Where's the prompt? Thank you. The not zombies. It's about the nicest way they could include something akin to a zombie. Here we go.
What the hell is its problem?
This is why it smells so bad. Be careful.
Timing. Oh, Jill, in with the saves. Got two of them. Really was unlucky.
Come on!
Okay.
Run, 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 run. How did I miss? 2 shots. Nick's favourite type of enemy, the bullet sponge. Take care, AJ, if you're still around. Sorry, man. I didn't see you say you were departing. Hopefully able to give people the village impression soon. Mercy main aim right there. That was really bad trying to shoot that emblem, wasn't it? That was yikes. Look at that, still missed. Christ. You know I've only played Lost in Nightmares once. Nick! Neptune.
Help me out here.
This is... Come on, this was the answer to people's criticisms of RE5. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's certainly a wonderful throwback. I mean, if anything, my only sort of real criticism against it is the fact that the animations for the blobs, or the... Oh god, what's the other name for them? Guardians of Insanity. My only sort of criticism is that they lift all their animations from the Executioners, the Magini Executioner. So that's all. Ooh. I don't know why these ones are being so susceptible to melee opportunities and the other ones weren't. Well, that Jill is what Jill is doing, but she's holy hell, Jill, calm down. It's just because she has the high ground. Amazing. I wish both this and Desperate Escape had more unlockables. Yeah, I can live with an animation recycling in DLC. Yeah, that's fair. I was 24, about to be 25 when RE5 came out. I feel old. I was 25. Yeah, Christ.
I'll cover you.
I had to think about that then. Yeah, I was 25, 26 later that year.
Jill.
Roger.
19. Lost in Nightmares can get really intense. It certainly can on the harder difficulties. I mean, I'm playing on normal tonight just because I want to get it done. Not run into any sort of real difficulties. But yeah, it's a wicked...
Jill.
It's a wicked DLC. It's really well done. One of the sort of prototype areas from early versions of RE4 is this environment here. I've missed so much. I've missed the sniper rifle. Whoa! I knew that was going to hit me. Totally missed him. Thank you, Jill. We're doing well. We're doing well, guys. I was 13, 14 when I played the original. I was 14. Yeah, Christmas 1997. Are you with me, Jill? That's it. That's good then. Here we go. Oh man.
You okay?
Come on, Jill, we can get through the door. That's it. We cheated. We did it. RE5 Gold one came out when I graduated. Spent evenings playing Versus and Slayers. I never did, truth be told, dabble into the multiplayer too much in RE5.
I'm fine, but I lost most of my gear.
Same here. Alright, try to find a way out of there, and I'll find a way to meet up with you.
Copy that. Watch your back.
But that is certainly what Reverse reminds me of, is those sort of RE5 modes. You just have more agility now. I'll just be back in 1 minute. Take care, Mr. Spencer. Thank you for dropping by, and hope to see you soon. James, I love Reverse. You know what? I've been enjoying it a lot, actually. and been strangely quite good at it. There's a lot of matches I've done really well, and it surprised me, to be honest, because it's been a long... I mean, I used to be a big Unreal Tournament player and sort of Quake Arena player back sort of 20 years ago, and I've sort of stayed away from competitive multiplayer as the years have gone on. So this is sort of the first one in a long time that I've sat down and played to any kind of capacity, and it surprised me how quickly... I mean, I struggled at first to get into the flow of that sort of arena-based shooter, but by the end of this most recent beta, it's doing really well. So yeah, like I said in the last stream, Reverse knows exactly what it is, and it doesn't try to be anything else. Whereas for me, Resistance promised a lot, and in the end, unfortunately, gave very little. Apart from a lot of frustration in the mechanics and the execution. And that's not to say Resistance was bad. I enjoyed Resistance. I've put plenty of hours into it, but it always felt like it wasn't quite as good as it should be. Matchmaking is fair, it'll be golden, yeah. I hope for more modes, characters, maps and costumes, all that kind of stuff. I'm surprised they haven't actually beated more of that. You know, I was almost expecting, and maybe they'll do one, a sort of showcase to explain, you know... It's awful. To show off some of the more, you know, the additional Reverse features. I mean, surely one is going to assume it is not going to just launch with the one map and the 6 characters. There's got to be more to it. There's some sort of leveling and progression system. You've been very, very quiet about, you know, what it entails, and I do hope to see some more, because with the right sort of support, and as long as people's expectations are fair, Reverse could just be a really good fun aside, and that's all it needs to be. I can play as Hunk. That's the lowest level of my standard part, and he plays really well. He's certainly one of the best characters. He's got 2 very good abilities, and I'm lost in these chasms, but I'm not going to put the map on.
I owe you one.
Oh, Jill.
Give me a quick... Come
Use this. I can't right now.
It's those red fields. Yeah, Chris is massively overpowered. One punch, and then pull out the assault rifle. It's a free kill. But then, you know, I've seen people do the same with, you know, like Claire and things like that. One throw of the electro grenade, and you've done that. Fucking hell, I'm so lost. It's ridiculous. Right, here's what I was after.
Jill.
Roger. You can take them all out with this. I've got this. You beat them in.
And then shoot, kick, and when I'm Super Tyrant, everybody dies. Super Tyrant is the best. Better than Nemesis. You do so much more damage with the Tyrant. What are you doing? Some say Ada is the weakest, but I've met some really good Ada players. You know, I can't get on with Ada, but I have seen people like dominate matches with her. it's all about that grapple gun move that she's got. If you can master that, it pretty much guarantees a kill instantly. I've seen a lot of people say Jill, you know, you struggle to win a lot of matches with Jill, but I've really clicked with her, and I've won a good amount of matches with Jill, more so than a lot of the cast. I would say that Chris is certainly the character I've probably won the most matches with. Who here left the comic filter on? Did any of you guys bother doing that? It's dreadful, isn't it? They better put Ethan in. Oh, come on, they've got to. How can Ethan not be a character in the game mode they ship the game, you know, that ships with the game? Ooh. I'm gonna have to put this map on because I'm missing an entire section. It's ridiculous. This is not. It's taking way too long. RE Engine is sheer perfection. My precious graphics. There we go, purple crank.
Help me out here.
See the players better in the well. I mean, everything's just over bright and nonsense with that with the comic filter on. The RE Engine models look so perfect. Why ruin it with the filter? I would agree, nearly 100%. But Chris's model's really weird in reverse, and that's not just the fact that, you know, obviously the face isn't correct and things, but it just doesn't look quite right at all. Right, finally. I'm ashamed that I've had to put the map on tonight, but I'm just struggling.
Help me out here.
Ding. RE8 Chris has to be in it too. Well, you would like to think the game would include a multitude of like unlockable skins and retro outfits, and I can't imagine they would have an oversight like that. You know, surely there's got to be some sort of unlock procedure, and as long as they don't like lock skills and things behind that, I'd like to see it, you know, maintain a completely level playing field for everybody, irrespective of, like, you know, whether you've been playing. You know, I'd like to be able, you know, I'd like for newcomers level 1 on the progression table to be, you know, given the same abilities and fairness as, you know, level 60s, because that's what put a lot of people off, you know, Resistance. If you didn't keep up then you just fall so far behind it becomes nearly impossible to be able to get stuck back in. You know, there's no joy in seeing five newcomers, you know, levels 1 to 6 or whatever, taking on a level 120 mastermind, because it's only ever going to end one way. I'd die every 2 minutes because I had Squeaky Baby Dino every dinosaur in the game. RE Engine dinosaurs. Dino Crisis, yeah. I did see your I want to say it was like a Raptor Jurassic World plushie the other day. It was very cute. I bought Dead by Daylight yesterday. Damn Resident Evil. Not buying a VR set for RE4 though. Well, I'm hoping the Oculus thing must surely only be some sort of timed exclusive, and that eventually it'll come to PSVR, because I mean it won't be taxing for PSVR. RE4. Favourite movie, favourite animals. You have a kindred spirit in Neptune if he's still in the chat. Vader Immortal was Oculus exclusive for 12 months. Oh, that's interesting then. Yeah, maybe the same sort of thing we're seeing here. Come here. Vader, I don't even have Vader Immortal, Nick. Dino Crisis is in need of a revival. You know, I've still never played it. I've said this on streams quite a few times now, but yeah, I've never played the Dino Crisis games. I wonder if Capcom lost a lot of money on Umbrella Corps, that they're just going to package every multiplayer shooter with a game they know people would buy just to justify making them play more multiplayer shooters. I've certainly seen a few people put off Reverse by the fact that support for Resistance has been very short.
I owe you one.
You grab it.
Okay.
Here we go. A fight I'm absolutely terrible at every single time. Answers on a postcard, please, where the table goes in this fight. James, you're not in good company for that. Back in the PS3 days, I used to know this fight, and there's an achievement attached to it as well, isn't there? Something Kung Fu or something. I know Kung Fu, is it?
Watch out!
I always mess that up. I'm sure there's some healing in a bookshelf over here. Is it? Is that, am I remembering right? Is there a first aid spray on this? Oh. No, I was locked in the menu. No. No. Go on, Joe, get him. Missed the dodge again. Look, there's no wound in Spencer's chest. He's healed. That's canon, that is.
Ignorant cretins.
What is happening to Jill? Whoa! What is going on? This is crazy! I think we broke the game there. I don't know what was happening. That's it.
I expected more from you.
Profound sadness incoming. Where did this table come from?
Let's finish this.
that fan art, forgive me, I don't know, I can't remember the artist, but the fan art of Jill and Wesker broken on the rocks together is heartbreaking. It's a really amazing piece of fan art, but really heartbreaking to see that depicted. This rendition's just phenomenal. I'm just gonna let it play. This should have been released like Ground Zeroes. We've said this, haven't we? Dead Rising Case Zero, yet. I think Capcom could have quite easily released this for like $4.99 as a playable prelude, but I have seen people counterpoint my idea by saying this would have missold what RE5 was in many ways, and I can kind of get that. I can kind of understand that. Magic doors, magic elevators, and magic tables. Exactly. Wonder if Wesker was already taking PG-678 or Wii U. That's an interesting question. I would assume so, in all honesty, yeah. I don't think it's fan art. There's official concept art that I like. That's the one with Wesker holding Jill and he's bleeding from the eye, isn't it? Because that came from the original idea. Yeah, I think the art you're talking about, CC Chaotic Claire, is the one where Wesker's holding Jill and he's bleeding from one eye, because I think that was in the original earlier draft where he lost an eye. This image, this fan art image I'm talking about, is literally Wesker and Jill just laid on top of each other, just crumpled and broken on the rocks, all bleeding out and everything. It's I'll try and retweet it later. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you got it. The one with the lying on the rocks. Yeah, it's an amazing piece of art, but it's so heartbreaking to see Jill in that sort of way. So I'm going to leave it there. That was the beginning of my RE5 playthrough in Road to Village. I'm going to be playing offline. I'm going to try the Series X version because it's got all like the shiny auto HDR stuff. One of the reasons why I've been playing key titles and whatnot off stream is because I want to really absorb the story going into Village. And one of the things that I've always said is, like, when you stream, it's great to be able to connect with you guys and everything like that, but certainly with like the file readings, as you've seen, I don't feel you take them in as well. You know, Resident Evil is in many ways still a soul experience that I think is best savoured on your own. As much as these are co-op games and they lend themselves very, very well co-op games, I still think Resident Evil 5, in truth, and it's not biased, I think Resident Evil 5 is still probably the best co-op game I think has ever been made, because of how the partner campaign and everything like that works really well. But in terms of taking in the story and taking in the files, I don't think you do it quite as well when you are either streaming or playing with another person. You really need to, you know, be able to read and absorb it all, and so that's what I'm going to be doing offline. But this was fun, and I always love revisiting Lost in Nightmares. It's a truly wonderful chapter in the series, and yeah, it's been a good thing to do. So I'm gonna go offline now. I'm gonna hop onto the podcast Discord. I'm gonna score Resident Evil 4 tonight using JC's criteria, so that's going to be fun. And like I say, if you are wanting to join the Road to Village reviews and whatnot, just hop onto the Discord and get involved in the chat. It's been great fun, and you've seen we've been breaking down the games, and JC's been you know, working out the averages and the means and everything. It's safe to say the OGs so far have pretty much beaten the remakes. Not necessarily out. Well, no, that's actually not true, because Remake 1 beat OG 1. Remake 2 and OG 2 were quite similar, but Remake 3 got really badly beaten by Original 3. So it's fascinating. Code Veronica scores are due to be released this week. So, and I hope Code Veronica does really well. I love Code Veronica so much. So, thanks for the stream. No worries. You are always all welcome. RE5 is the only one in the series that benefits from the co-op. RE6 has really good fun co-op, but I don't think it's quite as refined as this one. It's a good experience to join with people, RE6, but it's not quite as clever a co-op campaign as this one is. This is very tailored, specifically to 2 players all the way through it. Whereas RE6 just feels like they've almost, like you say, made a single player campaign and said, here's a partner character that you can go through the game together with. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. It's 10:30 UK time. I'm going to check out as well what people have said about these, these sneaky US accounts, and let's see what we can do about that. Take care, everybody. Have a good Saturday. Have a good Sunday. Good rest of the weekend, and I will see you all very soon. Take care and bye-bye. And if you've got one, knock it back. Cheerio. Bye-bye.